did the Nobody remix that you worked on with Lekon that brought about your issue with him that he called you out for?
Yes, I feel it's just the tone of how he came about the tweet. I was with somebody the other day, like, all these artists, when they collect advance, they go tear Benz. You carry head, you know, when your future, they drive, they go so like.
Wait, but you blocked me now on Twitter. you just.
Why are you like this? Why did you have to bring that drama? Okay, report yourself.
So I was going on Twitter and I'll be like,
let's get there.
Jenny, I like you. I have a crush on you. Date me. I wasn't letting him know my intention. Like, Mori, any event, but they like it. Oh, they like me.
So, why intentions and bang here?
More like any. Why are you even doing this to me? What do you mean by action? God, I miss the days when we didn't have to do like TV and everything so live.
So this is simultaneous on TV and
Yes, it is. Welcome to the Zero Conditions podcast. And that's on period. We are back like we never left. I feel like the more we get into doing the podcast, the more my intro gets better, right? I feel so. Fine, that's not good. Okay, whatever. Fuck you, you're just a hater. But yes, we are back. And today on the podcast, we've got the amazing
greatness.
I love the energy in here, man. I love the energy. What's working? Is it that guy?
Oh, no. I've been waiting for this. We've been waiting for this episode to say that.
Say greatness.
It's great to be here too, man.
But it's ridiculous how you've consistently given us greatness as a tagline.
I mean, it's the lifestyle. It's everyone wants to be great, regardless of whatever you do.
Greatness.
Exactly. Great guy, great lady, great guy. You know.
And you have another album called
We didn't finish the intro.
Yes, we did, because you called me short. Now I lost my train of thought. This does not come to me
Thank
naturally.
you very much for the support on the Sheikuti episode, guys. That was very amazing.
Yeah.
Thanks for the incredible support. Shout out to the media partners and the influencers as well. This episode is still being brought to you by Chivas Regal. Buy yourself a bottle of XV. Buy yourself a bottle of Chivas 18.
I would go with 12.
You like 12?
I love 12. I think it's my fave.
12?
Yes. That's what I had last week, right?
Yeah.
That's my fave. Love it. Love it.
You're a very strange woman, man.
I know that. And also, we are live on Pop Central, channel 189 on DSTV.
Catch us live, niggas.
Yes. And you can also follow us across our social media platform at Zero Conditions Pod. But let's get into greatness.
Yep.
DJ Neptune,
Malga.
before we start this episode, know that you can curse.
Oh, okay.
I'm
not that kind
It's
of boy.
clean.
Yeah.
Please, no.
I would like to disagree about the cleanness. Because sometimes you be getting into drama.
God damn,
Oh.
nigga.
But I mean, like he said, I'm a clean guy. I'm not a drama guy.
But
But you know,
the
sometimes in life, drama will find its way
I agree.
to you.
I agree.
You know, so that's just
I
how
agree.
life is.
Village people be always chasing greatness.
I mean, like if Jesus Christ could go through all the things he went through, like who are we? You get?
Do you know when I knew that DJ Neptune was like, he's not about that life? When I was in uni, I think I was 100 level or so. So I went for an event, something like that, and I saw DJ Neptune. I think he was still like not as great and as big and
As he is now.
But of course, he was still fly.
You were a young person at the time.
Yes, and he was still fly.
So what, is she old now?
He was a fly young man. He was a fly young man. And you know, I was on Twitter. I just started using Twitter then. I'll now go to DJ Neptune's mention. I think then.
Omo, you do stand work.
Are you joking?
How you do for Don Jazzy?
No, not Star
You did for
Wars.
DJ.
Star Wars is crushy.
Hey guys, you
Jazzy's
did
one was I
crush.
was looking for work now. You're making it.
You have been. You did for somebody else.
No, it's Don Jazzy.
I think that meant.
It's Don Jazzy and DJ Neptune. Don't lie, Tolani. And I think I've told you this story before, have I?
No, you have. I'm just hearing this for the first time.
Okay, but
it's
yeah.
amazing. I want to
No, wait. But you blocked me now on Twitter. You just.
Why are you like this?
No, but wait, DJ
Did you
Neptune.
have to block your
Did you have
Twitter?
to
He
bring
just
that?
unblocked me 2
Why
years
did you
ago
have
when
to
he
bring
came
that
on radio.
drama?
What did you
Okay,
do?
report yourself.
Let me tell you what I did.
Report
and
yourself.
I was going to the story. So I was going on Twitter
Let's
and I'll
get
be
there.
like,
Let's get there.
DJ Neptune, I like you. I have a crush on you. Date me. I think then he was just about to get married. And he's like, who's this
Thank you.
girl?
Thank God for me in your life. Oh, man.
Who's this one?
You were doing all this on Twitter.
DJ Neptune, I like you.
Oh my God.
Not DMO.
As I say, let
Mention.
her report herself.
Mention. Then he
You were harassing the man.
Tolani, he blocked me.
You were harassing him.
Oh,
But now,
So-
but now you are
me.
complaining about harassment.
No.
No. You were harassing him.
Respectful about it. I wasn't letting him know my intention. Like, Mori, any event, but they like it. Oh, they like me.
So kini tensions ẹ ń gbà yẹn.
More like any. Guess what? Months later, my mom go in now marry. I say, oh, I do be understanding because he's been like, who is this girl?
Do you know what that says you?
What?
I listened to Mr. Easy's song recently.
What did he say?
And I feel the need to bring it up here.
What did he say?
And I'll never cheat. Yoruba boys will
Of
never
course. I don't know why Mr. Easy sang that song, but
You
whatever.
understand? Like that, the
I
man.
don't know why he sang that song.
See. The man is so focused.
No.
He's so focused on his destination that any daughter of Jezebel
Do you understand? Block.
die by fire.
And I'm not even joking. That shit literally, years after, I didn't even know to be a radio personality or whatever, or go into media.
Oh, so you didn't find out that he blocked you until years later?
Yeah.
So when he started popping, I now started to like, let me play DJ. Oh, block me. I started thinking about my life that. What could have made this man block me? I've never interacted with him. I've forgotten. And I said that, no, this is not normal. Because I don't boo people on social media. Why would he block me?
Remember that where you are abusing stance and.
But I
people
wasn't
that harass
insulting
people
him. I
on
wasn't even
social
like him.
media. You have complained. This babe. You don't say melody the hot.
Yeah.
Hot.
Like men will be like, oh melody, can I fly you out to Dubai?
But I don't. No. Tolani, no, you're exaggerating.
Like you'll be like, what is this? This is so wrong.
Nah, I've never said that.
Men don't know how to
Tolani has an
act.
agenda.
Men.
Tolani has an
You
agenda.
see your life now.
But that
Hold
shit,
space
that
next
shit
time.
earned him my respect. Like, oh my god, this is such a stand-up person. It was not years that I now told him. He was so surprised that.
No, I was shocked though. Like I remember I ran into you at the radio station, you know, and she was like,
"You blocked me."
she was very intentional. I mean, I was trying to
what she
wave.
does, though.
No, I was trying to wave. She
said,
was
"You
like,
blocked me."
No, you didn't even say I blocked. She's like, oh, I'm trying to mention you on Twitter. Let me have your phone.
Yes.
And I couldn't even escape.
He was trying to run away. I'm like, no, but
And I
I'm
was
going
not
to
trying
finish
to
this situation
like
today.
have a flashback. Like, so how did it even
But
happen?
I told you the story.
And you
now.
now, yeah,
I
you
told
now
the
remind
story,
them. Like,
I was
but
liking you,
was that
man.
your
Yeah.
block?
It's your block.
Yes.
Greatness. Greatness.
That was the first time I met her. I blocked her on Twitter as well.
Yeah.
Real facts.
Someone block a car.
Let me tell another person that has blocked me on Twitter.
Who?
I just remember now.
Who?
I think this is the one that you were trying to remember, but I don't know why he blocked me.
Who?
Ricardo.
Yeah.
Ricardo Baskin.
Moroti.
Show you unblock it.
No.
Mark me.
No, don't.
I'm actually unblock
I
it.
will
I'm
call her and
actually.
tell him that she don't unblock me.
No, tomorrow, Ricky, I will call you. I'm unblock
I'll go
Melody.
on Nigeria and
But
tell
you
him not to
remember
block
that I used to dance to Ricky's song on Instagram?
Oh, my Melody, what happened to that your career?
I got
Oti dagba, oti lowo sin.
Like,
What
Oti
you
lowo.
are.
You
When
don't
there's
see
money,
for
you
money.
You don't see
become
the way.
soft.
Baba, you don't see the way.
I just say,
I'm
I just see
looking for money.
the Gogu.
I don't like something when people like to talk about DJ Neptune as
Yeah.
like as this person. You are actually an OG.
Oh,
in the GS
right?
is for real.
He's an OG.
For real.
And I feel like a lot of people need to give you your flowers. I feel like a lot of younger people, maybe people that are younger than me, might not know. But yeah, from radio, Ray Power, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
I feel like a lot of people need to understand that whatever you're achieving is not by coincidence.
Yeah,
It's a result
yeah.
of grinding
Yeah.
from way back.
Yeah.
So we'd like to give people their flowers on this podcast.
Thank you.
Yes.
We're just trying to mention it.
Thank you. I appreciate you.
you're
I get that sometimes. And to be honest, like I've never been the show off kind of
Actually.
guy, but in terms of the craft, I think I've basically touched every base that needs to be touched, from being a radio DJ,
Yep.
being a band DJ. Like we literally started that movement, myself and Naeto C, far back as 2007, 2008.
That's true.
You know, and then now progressing into putting my own tracks out together. Shout out to the likes of Uncle Jimmy Jat,
Yeah, shout out to
who
Uncle
also
Jimmy
inspired many DJs like myself.
Yeah.
But like you said, it's hard work.
Yeah.
And when people see you today, they think it all started like 2 years ago.
Yup.
No, set yourself up.
No.
And I feel that's why, like, because it hurts me when I see new cats come in, and then after like couple of years, like 2-3 years, it's like, there's a lot of work.
Yeah.
Like me, my goal, I want to be a global DJ, so that's why I'm still
Coachella.
grinding,
Yeah.
like, but we're here.
But you're going to do it.
Now,
Yeah.
of
You've
course,
come
I
this
mean,
far.
as long as you're working.
Yes.
You've
As
come
long as
this
you're
far.
working,
You are going to do
like,
it.
there's
It's not-
nothing in life that you can't achieve.
It's not about there's nothing. You are there.
You are
It's
doing
just
the
about
work.
You are doing
I
the work.
appreciate
You are
I
gonna
appreciate
get
you
there.
guys.
It's
But
just-
when you say that, younger cats coming into the space and 2-3 years, it's like, what's going on? And they begin to feel like they are not popping as much as or as loudly as they should. Do you think that's because it is somewhat easier now for people to pop with social media
tools available.
and with the tools available? So now, if they feel like they're not popping, is it from a place of entitlement, or it is okay for them to feel that way because now we have social media and people be blowing up from just one song?
It's okay for them to feel that way, but in life, even when you give birth to a baby, you're not just going to see the baby stand up and walk.
Yeah.
They would crawl for a while, stand, try to get their balance, and then they start walking. And that's how this thing is. You have to go through the normal route. Sometimes you might bypass the normal route and still get it. And if you're that kind of person, you still need to go back and understand the basics, because that's what will eventually put you through. And that's why I see guys talk about, I don't understand what's going on. Nobody's trying to work with me. Like, you need to check your attitude, your work ethic, so all of those things. But if you don't go through the actual school, you might not get the knowledge of these are the things I need to put in place to help propel my career.
Yeah.
So
I
it's
hear that. I hear
it's
that.
just what it is.
I
man.
hear that. But when you started off as a DJ, we've always had DJs in Nigeria. It's not like, especially after hip hop culture sort of made a lot of things explode in Nigeria,
Yeah.
DJ culture became a core part of Afrobeats culture. I think I'm permitted to say that.
You're right.
But when you started, it's not like now when people have now seen DJ Neptune, DJ Jimmy Jat, of course,
Spinall.
DJ Spinall. Like, your parents can actually see that there are opportunities in there.
Yeah.
When you started, what made you, and who were the people that made you think that you wanted to do this? And were you two-headed questions? Were you scared that you might not achieve the things that you set out to do?
All right. So I am wired differently. If I want to do something and it's not happening at that time, I just believe it's not the right time, and I let go of it, and eventually creeps back to me. So I'm very, very big on time.
Yeah.
So having the flashback to my early days into my career, my folks were not in support of what I wanted to do. Shout out to my dad. May you continue to rest in peace.
R.I.P.
Being the only son of the house.
Oh.
So you could imagine.
Understandable.
And
Very understandable.
you
Very,
understand-
very.
You understand the mentality back then,
Yeah.
And I am this guy I'm a fast learner. I'm very strong-willed. Like, if I want to do something, I would do it. If it doesn't work, fine. So be it. We pack our bags. It's life. We keep it going.
Keep going.
So I actually started off trying to be an artist. My dad was like, no way, not under my roof. So I chilled.
When
I'm
it's
like,
a sing thing.
I said, no problem. In fact, there was this uncle of mine who would come to the house every weekend because he's very good. He's like a choir master at the church. Tried to pull me through voice training and all of that stuff, but Pops were like, no. But I was always that kid that after church service, I would go to the musical department, just hum something, play on the drums, just create rhythms that I didn't even know what I was doing at that time. But so it was the passion that was pushing me. And inside of me, like, I was burning, like, I want to be an entertainer. I don't know what it's going to be at the end of the day, but I just knew this was my direction, and I stood by it. It even cost me leaving my comfort zone for a couple of years.
What was your comfort zone? Where did you live?
My comfort zone as at that time, I was staying in Egbeda, in Gowan Estate to be precise.
I lived in Gowan Estate.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Phase
Oh,
One Road.
phase one. That was very close to. I can't remember the phase number, but I know phase one is like 411 and all that.
411, 311, yeah.
Exactly. And while I was out there, I kept on reminding myself, you cannot afford to fail. Because the moment you do, you become a laughing stock. You know, so I literally saw it all while I was on the street. You know, and I'm grateful to God that I was able to stay focused. The passion led me through. And mind you, there was no money involved though. It was just me doing what I wanted to do so I could stay fulfilled and live my life, you know. And then gradually it started making sense, you know. The name started popping. I got on radio at, was 17. I lost my dad when I was 16.
Oh.
You know, I got on radio like 17, 18. You know, and that just blew me up. Shout out to the late Steve Kadri. You know, so he just put me like, I'm putting you on the national belt. So then when I was DJing in Lagos, like the whole of Nigeria was plugged in because Raper FM, like it was literally Raper FM, Rhythm FM, and Cool FM as at that time that were like tugging it out for being the best, you know. And from there, I just became a household name. I started getting booked on the island. You know, and
you were still saying going.
I was still, bro. Like my mentality there was so strong that, like me, I can never move to the island.
Of course.
But bro, when I'm doing gigs like 2, 3, 4 gigs every weekend, I'm finding myself having to. There was the day I even slept off. Like I was also on traffic light like this. But it's solo. I was tired. You know, that was the grind. That was the hustle, and it was. I was happy because then people around me now understood what I was trying to push. In the early stage of my career. And I will always say I'm grateful to God. Like everything just built up from there. I remember how I linked up with Naeto C. It was one of the celebration at the shrine in Ikeja. And I was the DJ. I DJed for literally all the artists that performed, from Mohit to Ikechukwu to Storm Records. You know, back then, like, these were the guys to them, like Sinzu, Soskid, and all of that. And at the end of the night, Naeto reached out like, oh, I love how you handled my set. Like, it was so seamless.
What year was this?
Bro, this was, if I'm not mistaken, I started working with Naeto 2008, 2007. So it was around that year.
Awesome.
You know, and that was how Naeto just dragged me. And then I started touring with him. We went across Africa, North America, Europe. You know, I started getting exposed.
Wait, so you left radio by this point?
Now, radio had to suffer.
Maybe not leave, but of course you would.
Yeah, so radio, that side of me had to suffer. And that's like my primary love because like it gives me joy when I'm on radio, I'm DJing. I'm not seeing the people.
But yeah.
But you can feel the energy.
But you can feel the energy, and then we're getting calls from like Jos, from Nasarawa, like, you know, feeling the moment. And that kind of like suffered, you know, but I mean, you know, in life, you need to know when to move on, you know. And then I moved with Naeto, you know, got to travel, have different experience, saw things from a different angle, you know, moving into different territories. And from there, I just started building up. So, like I said, like, you have to crawl, walk before you think of flying.
Yeah.
What was it like working with Naeto? And, like, how long were you with him?
Working with Naeto, the synergy was right. It was beautiful. And I remember being the A&R for his Super C album.
Ooh.
Yep.
But did you get credit for that?
If you go on there, yeah.
Okay.
So you see, we've been doing these things. Like, it's not, I don't make noise. I don't.
Bro, you know at A&R to your bio.
Shoulder, Super C, they carry shoulder.
You know, and so I got a lot of opportunity, and that's when I also met Uncle Obi Asika. You know, I remember they did a very huge concert at the Palms that had Asha on there.
Okay.
You know, I DJ'd that. When the first time Rick Ross came to Nigeria at Echo Hotel, I was the DJ for that as well.
You don't shit, man.
Bro, we know they make noise, but we just did. I like them like that. Like, let the work speak for me.
I mean, the name was out there before the face came out.
Yeah,
Yes, it
and
was.
I love it. I love it because I could still go about my
Your
simple
business.
life. I remember there was this day I went to the market. I was pricing meat. And one guy was just parabolating behind me. I could read his mind like, no, it can't be this guy. Like, no, it's not possible.
Wait, what market was this?
Jacko the market. It can't be this guy. Like, this guy was not walking so slow. He came behind me and I said, Neptune.
That's a very respectful
I still
guy.
didn't turn because I knew if I turned, you were like, we'll get here.
You two. What made you feel like
I want to be able to live my normal life.
But what year was this?
This should be about like 2014, 2015. Yeah, 2014, 2015. You know, but you know what I did?
What?
When I was done with my transaction and I was leaving, He was close to the gate.
Yeah.
So I walked past him. He still whispered Neptune.
That's a good
So when I walked past the
That's
gate,
a respectful
I
guy.
now turned back and I just,
Naive.
I was
they
gone.
want me. He's like,
I was gone.
But what does that idea of quote and unquote stardom? Do you feel like it puts people in a cage if they are not careful?
Yes, it does. Like, fame is a bitch. And one thing I tell people who are in whatever business they do, pray to God for the grace to control the fame He has given to you, or whichever way you attain the fame, because it messes with your psychology. All of a sudden, you feel you've arrived.
yep.
You're flocking with babes. Security is guiding you.
Clean the road.
You get me? But those things don't last forever.
Yep.
While you have it, you're going to meet with people, you're going to work with people, respect them, create good, healthy relationship. So when you're not, quote unquote,
In
not
that
like you won't be popping, but I mean, it's just life. At some points, I would take it back.
Yeah.
Either I like it or not.
Yeah.
But when I'm not there, what would sustain me?
Yep.
The relationship I've made with people, how
Yep.
I've treated people,
Yes.
and all of that stuff. You know, so that's one thing I tell some of my colleagues sometimes when we're having the discussion. Like, guy, like, how are you doing it? Like, you work, you literally have like maybe like you work with competitive brands. You're doing this at the same time. You're doing like you just need to understand how to manage
People.
and manage your affairs. Don't because if I'm paying you money to render a service, I want to pay you that money and go to bed. Not pay you that money and
I'll be managing you.
and be managing you.
Micromanaging
You know, so sometimes some people can suck up to your madness, you know, but the moment you're not on the scene, you're like, you know what? You know.
But at the same time, though, it's also fame allows you to understand where you might be able to tell you where you are, so that you also need to act according to where you are.
Yeah.
Because sometimes people, if you are humble, you tend to underrate like where you are, underestimate it, and fame can give you like a reset, like a sensory reset. But you can't be. You might not be able to do that anymore, and not just because it's wrong to do like enjoy your life or be able to go to the markets, but because human beings are fucking crazy.
Sure.
You understand? Like, I don't think everybody remembers this situation where Banky W was buying something like 6 or 7 years ago. Or 4, 5
I
years ago.
remember.
Remember this shit?
I remember. I think it had to do with the car he drove or
Yeah,
something.
he was driving a 2010 Range Rover.
Mm-hmm.
And that was how someone went to record him and said, he's even broke, self. He's driving a 2010 Range Rover.
I posted it on social media.
On Twitter. Have you forgotten this?
I remember.
I don't think I remember.
I remember.
Black.
It was a Range Rover.
Yeah, it was a Range Rover, 2010.
How can you be broke driving a Range
Do you know how
Rover?
much 2010 Range Rover was in
Like,
2010?
do you understand?
Shit, he ran, worry.
Bro.
That was like 100K, if I'm not mistaken.
John, you have definitely mistaken. 100K that time. Kilo shele.
No, $100,000.
I know, but how?
Range
But I don't know,
be-
Sha. I'm sorry.
not
To see what I
super.
drive, so let's not.
I'm not sure.
Just to see what I drive. Look at this big woman.
Let's not do
You are
that. See what I
disguising.
drive. I'm not
This
gonna.
how'd you see the feet?
You understand?
See that? Look at the sneakers.
It's not about the. It's how
People,
you
they
want
wear
people.
one line of anklets. Your own anklet, they get like 6 lines.
Solani, are you okay?
You choke.
Six.
You choke.
6.
But I genuinely think that. So I saw an interview that Adele did. She has done a couple of interviews over the years where she has said countless times how much she hates being famous. How that's her least favorite thing. You don't believe it? But she says,
I don't like when people say that.
but why?
I think DJ Neptune, I think it's a little dishonest. Do you get? I think people say it because they want people to understand. If you don't want to be famous, then don't be famous.
So I would agree, and I would also
disagree.
disagree. I would disagree in the sense that sometimes, right, some people don't even understand what they are coming into.
Yes.
You get me? And if you don't have the ability to control yourself, like I'll use myself as an example. I think my being humble sort of like also gives me a hard reset. You know? Not like I've ever gone overboard like, oh yes, I am the nah.
Yeah.
I don't even like
Yeah.
But I feel like me being humble just kind of like helps me control that level of, sometimes like I've even met people like when they're coming into the industry, you see them, they not like they suck up too, but they want to
Yeah,
like,
bro.
They're humble,
and
yeah.
then when they get to
Baba.
a certain level, you now see them like, even the way they will carry their shoulder,
Are
you
you-
think you
bro?
think they you think they fly a plane or something.
Wait, did they do that to you as an OG?
Yes.
Yeah, human beings are yeah,
No,
crazy.
do you know why I say that? Because that one I would understand that as a person that used to work on radio, when artists are like really upcoming, they bring their CD and be on board. My guy. Once they blow like this,
That's the thing. They only come to you because they know they want
Yes.
something.
They need you.
But that's not being original.
Yeah.
You get me? Because some people are vulnerable. Like, okay, yeah, you've gotten what you want. Especially when you now maybe need them for like tiny
Favors.
and then they now turn their back. And you're looking at yourself like, bruh, have you forgotten so soon?
Yeah.
But life is very...
That's human being.
That's human being. But life is very funny.
Yup.
And I feel that's why they say, thank God, say man, no be God.
Facts.
Because life has a way of resetting
Bringing
you by
everybody
itself.
back.
are you joking?
Yeah.
Like that thing has happened.
Full circle.
It has happened to me. Let me tell you something. It has happened to me countless times with like people doing it to me. But I can't also lie that I've not found myself in places where I also did it to people. Do you understand?
I understand.
Where maybe someone needs your favor. No one needs a favor from you. You don't. It's not like you did it intentionally. Maybe it escaped your mind, and then you now need something.
Actually, it happens. It does happen.
It happens.
It does happen.
It
But
happens.
I also feel like the stardom or the fame that comes with, as an outsider, that comes with music or whatever, can be very fleeting. I think that sometimes artists think that it is forever.
That's the thing. That's the thing.
I think it can be
That's
very
the thing.
fleeting.
They feel like it's forever. Sorry to cut you short. And I
Yes,
feel
please
that's
go on.
why some of them, while they are at their peak, they don't save up their money. They don't invest. Because they feel... I was with somebody the other day, they were like, all these artists, when they collect advance, they go tear Benz. You carry, and you know that your future, they drive, they go so like, you're not investing, you're literally driving your future. You get me? That's when they said that, I had research about like, this is deep actually. And that's why I tell some of my colleagues, like, listen, while you're on top, invest your money. If it's properties you want to do, if you just have something on the side, because bro, this shit is not... It's very few of us that has the grace to
stay
be
for
in
a
the
long
game
time.
for maybe more than 5-10 years. Because it's just normal. Like you're cutting across to a certain age group.
Younger.
And if you don't know when
Just
to switch and tone down some things and still be in business, you just miss your way. And by the time you realize, time is not on your side
fast.
anymore.
It's fast.
So how do you now sustain yourself?
No more.
So it's deeper than what... Because you see people and they say, I want to be famous. Say, Baba, just put me on track. If you blow, you know what till they enter. Are you prepared for what you're coming into? Have you had people sit you down and advise you on, like, tell you? That's why I always take people like Jimmy Jat as my role model.
OG.
Because I've seen the life he lived. He's still living. He will still live long. He's inspired millions of us.
Everybody.
Either we like it or not.
Directly or indirectly.
Indirectly, yeah, exactly. And he also had his own pairs during his own time. So it wasn't like they didn't do their bit.
Just
Yeah.
have
But it's just how God blessed him.
Yeah.
So if you see a man like that and you're not trying to move... I mean, you don't have to be his friend or something, but like move close to him, study
Lot of
some
knowledge.
things. Like the day I had a personal encounter with Uncle Jimmy was in New York.
When was this?
This was 2008. I was nominated for Nigerian Entertainment Awards.
That's NEA.
NEA. Myself, DJ Humility. Shout out to Humility.
DJ
He won.
Humility.
He won that year,
That's
and the
DJ
year after
Humility.
I won. And then myself and Uncle Jimmy we now ran into each other in New Jersey. We flew on the same flight, Virgin Atlantic. I remember, back to Lagos. So the moment I saw him, I just carried myself. I went to go sit beside him. Like, I was speaking his brain, and then he said something to me like, "I've been watching you. I just want you to know you're on the right path. Just stay
Meant a lot.
focused." And then he gave me some advice, and bro, those things are still in my head. So those are the people you want to emulate. Don't just be in your corner and you feel like you have everything figured. The world evolves around you, and no. you still need to understand some certain things, you know. And I feel that's where some of us get it wrong, you know. But
So can I ask a personal question? So when you were about to stop working with Neto, was it a natural
Transition.
transition, or was there a conversation about it? Because that was a moment that helped you advance in your career.
yeah. So with myself and Nato, we still have a very healthy conversation, like healthy relationship rather.
Yeah.
We still spoke like a couple of months ago.
Yeah.
And I mean, you know, life, like you evolve. So Nato got married,
Yeah.
you know, and it seemed like, I won't say he didn't want to do the music thing anymore, you know, but I mean, marriage comes with a lot of responsibilities,
Yep.
you know, and me as a sharp guy at that time, I just knew, okay, yes, you don't lay all your eggs in one basket. Like, yeah, we get on the road week in, week out, you know, but before then, I've had my shit going. I was doing my private gigs, my corporate gigs, and all of that stuff, you know, so I just gradually went back into that shell, and I was still, you know, so if Nato calls me tomorrow and say, Neptune, I have a booking somewhere, I need you to come.
You will pull up.
We get, of course.
But do you still work with him now?
Yeah, that's what
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So it's not like we ever sat down and said, you know what, I don't think I want to do music. I don't think I'm going to be performing that much anymore. You know, so maybe you might just want to. But I just knew, okay,
It's time.
it's time for me. So that's why, like with life, you need to understand
Time and season.
time and season. You went to make that switch.
So as a DJ, right, and if you're working with, when you were working with an artist, it's not like now when things are a little more structured,
Yeah.
right? When DJs were working with artists back in the 2000s, what was the payment structure like?
So with myself and Nato, because I can only use myself as an example.
Yeah.
We had a conversation. So, how do you want to get paid? After every gig, or on the monthly, whatever. And for me, I was already playing a lot of gigs at that time.
Yeah.
So the conversation
How much
was,
were you collecting at the time?
I think as at that time, I was probably already doing like $1 million.
Wow.
I'm sorry, wait, what? Sorry.
As at 2008.
Why is everybody opening their mouth?
This man has been making money for a long
Wait,
time.
sorry, are you saying like, sorry, please, I'm sorry. You mean like for 1 gig, 1 million?
Yeah.
2008 money.
Wait, I'm sorry. Wait.
No, because I mean, like, you don't understand as DJs, right? And this is, I would love for people to really understand some certain things. Like, our equipments are not cheap.
Yeah.
They don't come cheap.
Sorry, 2020.
20.
Auntie, calm down. I was like,
Oh, yes.
2024. But in 2024 now,
I had 2008, yeah.
you are collecting millions.
Ah.
For one.
Like, is it that we didn't deserve it?
No, I'm just wondering. Now to intern, I beg.
This year.
No, wait. No, wait. No, I'm actually dead serious. I used to think maybe that they earn like,
Thousands.
no, like millions now. Not then.
Yeah, DJs were in it. Do you know how much DJ Jimmy Jazz was charging then?
What?
Yeah.
People have been making bands.
Well,
But even, no, me, I am shocked.
I'm extremely shocked.
Big man thing, innit?
1 million then.
yeah, because I mean, okay, so not just for performance though. Because then I still have to bring the sound.
Of course, I
And all of
understand,
that
like the
stuff.
total
But still,
package.
it's a
But
lot of
still,
money.
that's a lot.
These guys say still.
That's
Still
a
or
lot
still.
of money.
Oh, you didn't want to know when I received soft million first time.
You remind me.
no. But still, that's incredible.
That's
shit.
profound, though.
That's
Yeah,
incredible.
I
shit.
mean.
So that was that night. Want to book DJ Neptune?
No, don't ruin my
Did
market.
you know-
Not in this economy.
DJ
oh.
Neptune, I'm sure you have rider.
Of course. I mean, I should have. No.
International DJ.
No, you should have a right. It's not even about being international now. You should have a rider. So this is another thing that hinders a lot of, or make clients have a lot of issues in this side of the world,
Yeah.
right? You book me, you tell me, oh, my event starts at 6 p.m.
Yeah.
to 12. I get there by 4 p.m., set up everything, right? At 6, your event is still dragging, and it probably doesn't start proper like 9 p.m. And then at 12, I need to move because I have another booking somewhere else. And then I'm trying to move, and you're looking at me like, no, Baba, don't do that now. You can see my audience now. You didn't pay me for extra time. Someone else has paid me to be somewhere maybe from 12:30 to 4 a.m.
Yeah.
You know, and then when you're trying to leave, some people think, oh, why is he arrogant? Is it that he does like?
It's not arrogance.
It's not
business,
arrogance.
man.
It's business. You know.
But do you have to deal with that kind of thing, like on the
Yeah,
regular?
it happens sometimes, but then again, I also understand the environment
that you are in.
That
we're
you're
in. You get me? People don't turn up on time. There
Yep.
might be traffic on the road.
Yep.
People don't plan ahead. You see, like abroad, you see an artist put out information XYZ and performing somewhere, and then like 2-3 weeks, you see like friends. Oh, Shadi, are we going to? Oh yeah, okay. I have to call off work. Like they plan.
Yeah.
But here I don't think we really
Last
have that
minute.
culture. Last
Yeah.
minute, Baba, what am I going to wear? I've not even bought my ticket.
Yeah.
And so for me, I put all of that into consideration. I'm
Yeah.
like, okay, let's keep it. We'll patch it till we eventually get it right. At this point.
But as an OG and as someone who has been in the industry for a minute, you were on the road with Naeto for a while.
Yeah.
Going on the road, going on tour.
I was also on the road with Timaya at some point.
Yeah.
And
Also
then
on the
I was also on the road with Olumentain at some point. In fact, I think was it Olumentain before Naeto? No, because
Olumentain.
I remember there was one
after
time
Naeto.
Akon was in Nigeria, and then they had that show around that Freedom with like where you have that very big industrial space. It was what's the name of this man that used to have events then? Unduka. I've forgotten.
You should know this.
I'm trying to remember the first name, but I think the last.
Unduka. I know the guy you're talking
Yeah,
about.
yeah, like he's a bit, yeah.
I know the Kosi Unduka. No, it's not Kosi. It's
I can't remember anyway.
But I know the person you're
So
talking
I've also DJed for some other artists on the
the
side
road.
as well. Yeah.
And as someone who has spoken about, you're very intentional about living a very simple life, just as someone who speaks about having his priorities right, I saw how they say that the fast life, when you're an artist, when you're on the road, people have to do certain things. So you have to, you have to drink, you have to do this, you have to do that to stay sane, to get your brain right, to be able to
Yeah.
have all that energy.
Yeah.
How did you stay in the midst of all of that and still set your head straight?
Wait,
I'm
you don't
assuming.
drink?
I do when necessary, but not like drink till
Do you have any
I
vice,
can't
like,
control
do you-
myself. Do I have any?
Vice.
No, I don't.
So how are you able to go through that life and still be this person?
I
as
mean,
you-
it's because I constantly remind myself that I want to live a sane life. So I'm not the type to get intoxicated before I can function. I don't need to.
does not give you inspiration.
No, God, they give me inspiration. I don't need leaf or mixed chemicals to give me inspiration. I just go in, do what I want. But sometimes it charges you up.
Yeah.
So let me not lie.
Yeah.
It sets a certain mood. But I feel when you make that like a priority,
Yeah.
it becomes a problem.
Yeah.
Because
Becomes
when
an
you
addiction.
exactly, that's what I was about to say. Like when you do something over and over, it becomes an addiction, and then you're just stuck to it, and then you find yourself not being able to detach from it, and
Yeah.
which I don't really advise is a good thing. But
How much of a shock is it for you to see DJs in the digital era? Like to see like the amount of opportunities, to see how relatively easier it looks, and to see the people that are blowing up like that. How does it look to you?
I mean, it feels good. I'll be honest with you, because life is stage by stage. We're in the digital stage now,
Listen, no.
and you need to utilize it well to your advantage. If I had all of this opportunity during my time, I would have been far gone. But you know what I was doing? I was still
Grinding.
far gone. I was ahead.
Grinding.
Now let me take you
Enemy
back.
million 2008.
This guy. Let me take you back to when I was on radio, on Repa FM. Then I told myself, because online radio wasn't really a thing then. It was just still
Yeah.
like the band. So I told myself, okay, within the walls of the radio station and people listening to me on radio, there are people abroad in diaspora who probably wants to have a taste or feel of
yeah.
DJ Neptune.
Yeah.
What do I do? Then the cyber cafe that was locked. There's internet, but it's luxury.
Yeah.
So I would go do research and all of that. Then I started putting out mixtapes. I opened MySpace.
Shout out to MySpace. All the music is lost now. Fuck MySpace, by the way. Nah, fuck MySpace.
So I would do those mixes, and then I would upload it online,
Yeah.
and then I was getting traction from there. So I was already thinking ahead. So that was why I said, if what is on ground now was in place then,
Yeah.
I think I would have been far gone, you know. So, but shout out to the new kids. They're doing amazingly well. With technology now, you can tweak some things. You can do some ojoro
Yep.
and still sounds cool.
Yeah.
Which now is now seen as creativity,
Yep.
as compared to
You
back
are
in the days, you have to
grinding.
be manual.
Yep.
So it's not the same now.
It's not the
It's not
same.
really- I-
Technological advancement.
Why do you think I have muscles? Like I carry turntables, heavy turntable. Like we've been working out before people start thinking of working out, bro.
Bro.
Like when you have to carry like heavy SL Technics turntable, you have tons of LP records, not CD, because from LP records we now advance to CDs,
Yeah.
and then from CDs to pen drives.
Yeah.
From pen drives, just now having songs on your laptop, and you can easily download all of
Yeah.
this stuff. You know, so you have to carry turntables, you have to carry speaker, you have to still carry record, and for you to play a party of like 5-6 hours, you probably need a minimum of like 100 to 120 records.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So all of this is weight.
I have an idea to share with DJ Neptune that can make the two of us.
Money.
some
Please,
money.
oh, please, we are all
Please.
about money.
I
People
need
should,
to.
you
You
should
get
give me your
your percentage,
interest.
don't
Of
worry.
course,
It's
me.
a tech idea.
Immediately I see him carrying into the corner and I'm following you. I didn't see your money.
Tech enabled.
Tech
So that
enabled.
Apple Music can come and buy us for like 2 billion in like 2 years. Like
That's the
for
way
6
forward,
years
bro.
or 7 years.
That's the way forward.
Shit.
I will discuss it.
All right, cool.
Shall
Anyway,
be there. I'm following
She
you.
placed herself in
Are you joking?
No, I feel you, my sister.
I shall
Man.
be there.
Every cover in this economy is necessary.
Hey. Tony, you want to say something? Oh, shit.
yeah,
Okay.
I wanted to say something. I wanted to ask a question. Yeah. So back in the day, right? Alaba mixes.
Yeah.
Were you getting paid for that? Did you ever get paid for
Okay,
Alaba
so I
mix?
never did like the Alaba mixes, but what I did in terms of creating mixes was working with some corporate brand. So I remember back then when BlackBerry was trying to sell two of their models into the industry.
remember that.
So someone reached out to me.
But did
Like-
you have to do the chop money, don't they?
Are you joking?
Black cats.
I don't understand this one. I did.
Would you banter?
Bro.
You know, so they reached
Ha.
out to me like, okay, so we have a brand. We're trying to create something around music, around like talent. What can you bring to the table? You know, so I was like, okay, I can bring my creativity to the table, make a mixtape that would go on radio. So instead of you just going to the radio stations to buying ad slots and just have someone talk, give you features about in the mix, we embed all these conversations so it's more fun, more interactive. I mean, imagine you're listening to a sponsored 15-minute segment that
Yeah.
has a DJ Neptune mix, and you're getting information of what it's been
You
sold.
stay now.
Yeah.
You stay. You know, so that was beautiful. You know, then I also did something similar for MTN when coloring back then was a thing.
Shout out to him. Shout out
You
to
know,
RBT.
so we did official
God.
mixes
RBT money.
and then put
Have some
The-
money,
Shout
oh.
out to him.
yeah. Yeah. Shout out to MTN, shout out to Mr. Larry as at that time.
Woo!
You know, so I didn't really go the Alaba mix route, but
Yeah.
I was on like that corporate space
Yeah.
with mixes.
I remember a mixtape that I heard. I didn't buy it. It was my dad. My dad used to head the radio station, and there was this mix that came. I grew up in Accra, so there was this mix that got to that radio station, and the first song of that mix was "You know me, say because you know bad woman." You were the one that did it. I think it was a Glow mixtape. I can't remember.
No,
I
MTN.
can't-
That would be an MTN
Was
mix.
that-
Yeah.
it might have been an
That
MTN
was part of the mix. Yeah.
So like it was style and style, like it was about 10 tracks. So you can know it was very classic. This man not a brand himself. like,
Bro. But now, so I have a question. It's like for both of you, right?
Yeah.
This is just honest.
Yeah.
One thing that I know that I'm asking you guys to tell me what you think, right? In the Afrobeat space, there are different conversations about the globalization of Afrobeats. And some people are of the opinion that our music is now penetrating different places, different countries. We have foreigners that are not Nigerians doing Afrobeat. We have like different people that are not Africans, especially Africans doing Afrobeat. And there's a conversation around how these people might come and take our sound. And it's like we have to gatekeep it, we have to protect our stuff and all of that. That's a conversation that we are having in our space.
Yeah.
But we also have like DJs who are Nigerians that call themselves like Amapiano DJs. Or like they primarily like position themselves as
Amapiano DJ.
Amapiano DJs. why are we mad that foreigners are doing that? No, but seriously, the way we now have like foreigners who are like calling themselves Afrobeat DJs, why are we
Afrobeat
mad?
artists.
Afrobeat artists or Afrobeat DJs, like maybe like a foreigner being an Afrobeat DJ. Why is that a bad thing when we also do the same? I feel like it's like how black people be like white people are racist. They are not there. But when we do things, I think we feel like
we try
we
to
are
not call it
minority.
racism.
Is it wrong? I'm genuinely asking, like, is it wrong for us to have like DJs that are of Nigerian descent doing Amapiano? Is it wrong for foreigners or white people? Reminisce. You should come back.
You want to go first?
No, I think you should go
So
first.
is it wrong to have like as a DJ, do you feel the type of way when you see foreigners say they are Afrobeat DJs? And when you see like Nigerians say they are Amapiano DJs or hip hop DJs or whatever, like?
So to be very honest,
How does it make you feel?
I don't think anybody should feel a certain way. Because first, let's establish this. Music is a universal language. Regardless of whatever genre.
See this one.
Be it reggae, be it EDM, be it house, Afro house, Amapiano, Afrobeat, hip hop, whatever it is. Now, back in the days, before Afrobeat started popping up, DJs like myself, or even DJs before myself, what were they playing? Hip hop, R&B.
Facts. Facts only.
Now, this is music mainly from the Western world.
Mainly. You said we borrow them.
You get me? But people need to get entertained. So it's now about entertaining the people. And in the process of entertaining the people, you will work with whatever is made available. Now that Afrobeat is popping, and then somewhere in Asia, in Indonesia or some, because funny enough, I had a tour in Asia, like,
You had a tour in Asia.
yeah, like 2 months, 2 months ago in June. I did Bali.
DJ Neptune tour.
Yeah. I did Bali, I did Malaysia, then I did 5 cities in China.
Ooh.
Yeah. You know, and while I was on the road, you know, I saw a lot of white kids playing Afrobeat, playing Amapiano, playing it well.
And they're dancing the dance.
And people are dancing. So it's about people having a good time now, not about, it's not their sound. Why are they playing
Culture
it?
vulture.
Yeah, so if any African DJ or a Nigerian DJ feels like, okay, Afrobeat is my core business, but I want to be seen as an Amapiano DJ, so be it. There is an audience for that market. You know, it shouldn't even be a conversation. The conversation should be you as an African DJ that wants to eventually become a global DJ, learn how to play music that are not relatably your style of music. So when people are having festival and they want to book an Afrobeat DJ, and they be like, okay, so what other genre are you good at? And you say, oh, I can do Afro house, I can do Amapiano, I can do EDM, I can do bashment. It ups your it makes the conversation interesting.
Yeah.
You get me? So I understand the feelings to it, like, oh,
Why is a white man an Afrobeat
yeah,
DJ?
and to be honest, it kind of like also limits the business for some of us, because then, and this is the trick about being a DJ and the difference with being an artist. So as an artist, there's only one voice. So regardless of whatever it is, the promoter is ready to suck up to whatever bullshit the artist or their management is throwing at them, because they need that one artist. But now as a DJ, and I advise my colleagues, like, you need to be technical about how you handle your business, because the moment you're trying to act difficult and unavailable, they will move to the next DJ. And if that next DJ, God bless him, kills the show, automatically you've killed so many chances for you to probably maybe get a call or a text from that promoter. You know, so now if a promoter is somewhere in Europe and he wants a big name and it looks at all the logistics involved and be like, oh, I might not be able to afford Neptune for my festival, but I have Steven, who's equally as good as Neptune, maybe not as popular as Neptune, you get me? He would still hold the night down.
Please go on.
You know?
That's it.
That's it. So it's a very dicey conversation, but there's a lot of technicality involved, and there's no hard feelings. Just do yourself a favor by working more on yourself so you can be in the conversation. Period.
DJ Neptune, very mindful.
Very demure. Very cute face.
This demure talk. You know, I'm just catching up with it.
Very cute.
Like very mindful. Like the perspective that really fucked me up was the perspective about the differences between an artist and a DJ. Like the capabilities, the limitations, the opportunities and the limitations and the opportunities. I think that's a very peculiar
That's
part of
why
the conversation.
I constantly remind myself, in as much as I put out music now, I have smash records that are as big as songs from some A-listers. Primarily, I can never be an artist. I can perform my songs at my gig, at my shows, but I constantly remind myself not to start thinking I want to live the life that an artist would live. Because I feel that's the primary fallout first. You know, so you have to be able to strike the balance between both.
What is it for you, Tolani?
Ladies and gentlemen, we're about to go on a break. Thank you for hanging with us and rocking with us. But don't be panicking. You know, the show continues.
Yes.
You can catch us. Anything you miss, it's going to be out on Monday across all streaming platforms.
Yep.
This show is still brought to you by Chivas Regal and Pop Central TV, channel 189 on DSTV. And we're still hanging with
Greatness.
greatness.
We're in the building. Wait. We're here tonight.
I remember the first time, like, that thing hits me. Like, aside from, like, I think it was said on, I think that was the first time I heard it, if I'm not mistaken. Featuring Olamide and Stoneboy. They don't know. Am I gonna kill by vibes of the dongo?
That's a jam.
Shout out to Olamide, shout out to Boy, shout out to Stoneboy.
That's a jam.
Shout out to Bado.
I think I was 7 when that song came out.
Abba.
That was doing it.
That was what, like, how can you be 7?
2016.
Did you say 7?
7. I was doing NYC.
NYC.
Oh, okay. I thought you said I was 7 when I was like, oh my God, are you whining me? And that's not like, how
The Neptune was like,
You like guy.
pardon me.
Guy, get my corona.
7 bow.
I was 7. I was in NYC. I think it was 16. I think it was
Yes,
16.
yeah, 16,
It was
yes, you're right,
16, that song
16,
came
yeah,
out.
16.
What do you think, though?
About the song?
No, about like what I said.
Everything I could say.
Yeah, I said it already.
Everything I could say. The only thing I want to say is
So that culture vulture conversation should be dead and
on
buried.
arrival. The one reason that's making me not make absolute statements is what you just said about DJs, the difference in opportunities between artists. I think that's a very valid thing
Yeah.
for artists. But I also need people to understand that if you're good, you are going to get opportunities. He's not struggling for opportunities.
Standard.
You need to find a way to stand out. Your opportunities will come to you. And I also need people to understand that you can't get all the opportunities in the world.
Yes,
You can't
I
get all
agree.
the opportunities.
That's very key.
Yeah.
That's very, very
Yeah.
key. And that's where people feel so entitled
Yeah.
when some things don't come. They're like, but that guy is not as hot as I am now.
Yeah.
That's his destiny. You've
And
got
also,
your
even from a place
destiny.
of like ego, like why do you think that person is not as
And I feel that's where people go about trying to knock other people up.
Also,
Hustle
Like
down,
me,
I
you
agree.
cannot knock me off. Oh. The one
Good
God has
job.
blessed me with will come my way.
facts.
If I don't DJ today, it doesn't mean I won't DJ tomorrow.
And period.
A lot of people are celebrating.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
A lot of us will get booked.
Yeah.
Work on yourself so you can be in the conversation.
Yeah.
Because you're trying to knock people off.
Yeah.
You're not God.
Yeah.
So all that gatekeeping is maybe from a place of fear mongering.
It's from a place of insecurities as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen the Neptune fighting online? Greatness!
But the Neptune, as someone who has like done music over time with the OGs, you've been in the Naeto C era, you're still in the King Madi era, your new album has King Madi,
Yeah.
you've worked with different artists.
Yeah.
What's the difference with making music with those guys, character-wise, attitude-wise, and the new guys?
Character-wise.
Attitude-wise.
Attitude-wise. So you can't really place these things because character and attitude depends on an individual.
Yep.
So you might want to look at, when I worked with XYZ at that time, he was carrying shoulder. You work with ABC at this time, you will carry shoulder.
Yeah.
You can work with someone then who was very humble,
Yeah.
and you work. So it's about the individual. It's not about. But for me, when I'm working, I don't look at the character. I don't look at your. I don't care.
Yeah.
I'm up to. I'm up to something.
In my rabba, nigga.
So if it's not working as like right now, it will eventually work in the future. So I don't put myself under any unnecessary pressure. Yes.
So I want to talk about the concept of like marketing a song via DJs in this market. About the moments where people feel like the DJ route can help their song get bigger. It feels like it's not been as rampant these days as it used to be. Or it's not been as common these days. What do you think has changed about the landscape that's making that happen?
What I would say probably changed is the constant involvement of newer technology, new tools available in front of you to utilize and literally start building your own audience and your own crowd. But you still cannot completely rule out the fact that DJs play a key role in blowing up songs, in giving songs different energy and different vibe. Because when you create the record, right, and the consumers are consuming the record, it's just one vibe and energy.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, the music is good, it's lovely, they love it. But when the DJ handles that song, they bring in their creativity. They mix the songs with songs you never ever would have thought would even align with that record. And it just gives you a different experience that you now hold on to and now want to make you fall back to listening to the song.
Yeah.
And then still reminiscing on what a DJ Neptune did during his live performance. And mind you, there are billions of DJs around the world.
Yeah.
So if everyone is bringing their different flavor into the record, giving people a different experience, it just further gives your record a longer span.
Yeah.
You know, so you cannot even, that's not even an argument, regardless of whatever facility or tool or app that we have, like literally in front of us these days, you know. But shout out to everyone grinding, man.
I want to rave about Greatness too.
Okay.
Thought that was a very good album.
Thank you.
I really love that album.
Thank you so much.
You know my favorite song on it? The song with Angela.
Why that song?
I love it. You should listen to it
have.
again. It is a brilliant song.
Now you really went deep,
No,
you really
no, no,
consumed
no,
for
no.
you to mention
He
this. You
does
really,
The
consume
Angela
lots of
song
music.
Yeah.
is a great song.
yeah,
That song is a brilliant Angela. Like it's an incredible.
So for me, right, like when I'm creating music, and like with this project, I was very, very intentional.
Yeah.
I'm
That's
not.
Greatness 3.
Yeah, Greatness 3. I'm not trying to, no disrespect, the big guns and all of that. I've worked with some of them. They will always be my friend. I will still work.
Yeah.
But I'm very particular about the end product.
Yeah.
So it's not even about, I want to work with this guy because he's way up there so I can
Streaming
gain more
numbers.
popularity. I'm all about authentic music that even 5-10 years down the line,
Yeah.
people will still relate to it and be like, you see how you mentioned
Yeah.
Baddest, well, Olamide Budge.
Yep.
That record will forever stand out.
That's a great
Yes.
song.
You get me? Records like Nobody with Joe Boy and Mr. Easy.
Oh, we'll get there.
That's going to be like the gongwa sauce that we love now, that when
I hear you.
it's like a
Facts.
party starter when it's being played, like a proper throwback.
Yeah.
You know, so it gives me joy when because those are the kind of record I want to create. I don't want to create records that is just for 1 month, 2 months, and then it falls off and people move on to the next. So I'm
Yeah.
very particular. So it's not about, like I said, quote unquote, who I'm working with. It's about what we are creating, the standard, the quality. That I'm very key on that.
Ladies and please hold that thought. Ladies and gentlemen, we're back. Still with DJ Neptune. If you are here, ladies and gentlemen, you know what I'm about to say. Episode is still brought to you by Chivas Regal. Buy yourself a bottle of Chivas Regal XV. Even though we're drinking 12 on this episode, we're bringing 18 on the next episode. Just so you know.
I want to have some.
Oh, greatness.
Greatness!
I really like the 12, so I think you should have it actually.
Funny enough, I mess with Chivas.
Oh.
That's nice.
I've done stuff for.
Shout out to the family.
Yeah.
Up at Chivas Regal. So I want to talk about Magic Sticks.
Ooh, that's my boy.
I know.
Magic.
I know. Magic Sticks, I don't think a lot of people know this, but you were one of the first people that he worked with, I produced some very popular and / hit records with.
Yes.
People don't know this.
Yes.
I
It's
didn't know this.
You didn't know this?
No.
Yeah, some people don't. Some
People
people
know
don't.
him.
Yeah.
People used to know him as the Neptune's producer.
Yeah. Yeah. When you hear tune into the sounds and rhythm and blues, that's Magic Sticks. For the longest, like I was always telling people when they tag me on social media, like, oh, tune it. I said no. I'll mention. I said that's the guy.
Yeah.
No, so shout out to Magic Sticks. How did I meet Magic Sticks? Shout out to JP.
Shout out to JP.
Yes, as I remember, I was having a session with JP as at that time, and Magic was still with JP. So that's why I met working for JP. So that's why I met him at JP's house.
Where was this? Where was JP's house at the time?
Somewhere on the island.
Okay.
Yeah, somewhere on the island. I don't want to mention it, but
Yeah,
somewhere on
sure,
the
sure,
island.
sure.
Yeah. And then because I study people a lot. Like I don't need to talk to you. When I walk into I don't need to talk to anybody, but I know this one, Oria, your head will correct.
Yeah.
This one will sabi carry shoulder.
Yeah.
Like
energy.
So I know who to relate with. So when I saw him, like I felt the hunger. It literally reminded me of my days of grinding. And then we exchanged contacts. We started talking. He will reach out sometimes. I'll reach out to him. And then gradually, we built that bond and relationship. And then we started working. I saw the potentials. Like, this boy is going to go for
What year was this?
This was 2016, 2017. So my first album, 2018, he produced on that. Moved to the second album. Couple of singles that I released. And it's so funny.
Yeah.
I don't want to mention names, but some of the big dogs that he's worked with now, aside from Ashake, I sent big packs to all of them.
They said no.
I said, listen to this. I've got this crazy kid. He has his sound.
They said no.
Not like they said no directly, because, everybody has their own life and all of that stuff.
But the past.
But life, again, to me, like I said earlier, it's all about time.
Time.
I sent big packs. Oh, yeah, it's dope. Yeah. So it gives me joy.
So now see them.
When I see him out produce, I'm like,
that's my boy, nigga.
And the sweet thing about this conversation is I'm even happy you asked, because when he took off proper after nobody, he got so busy and all of that, I respected his space. We will talk once in a while. I always call him like, bro, remember, don't get carried away. I know what I'm saying, And funny enough, last week he just randomly reached out to me like, Baba, how far now? You there around? I want to come see you. I'm like, I was in Gabon because I had a gig in Gabon last week. I said, no, I'm not on ground. But soon as I arrived, I was excited. Yeah. And then he came. He pulled up on me 2 days ago. Yeah. He came. He even brought a drink. He brought drink for me. Like, Magic, are you okay?
Very great guy. Very great guy.
You're bringing drinks to me, like, and then we opened. We dined together, everyone, we shared the whole success story. He played what's been up to. He's trying to put a body of work together.
He is.
And I'm so proud of him. And I also played the Greatness 3 album for him as well. Yeah. He didn't produce on this, but I played it for him and he was like, oh, I love this producer. I love this. And it was a very healthy conversation. And I feel that's what life should be. Because I remember when we started working, some of my colleagues, I don't want to mention, they were like, Baba, sign this boy. So I'm like, okay, sign him. Sign him as, make I sign him, hold him down. My thoughts of growth in life, and it's always been like, everybody I work with, let's all elevate and grow together. So I'm happy for him. Shout out to Magic Sticks.
Shout out to Magic Sticks.
And
my experience with Magic Sticks I found him, the first time I heard Tune Into the Kings of Songs and Blues was on Greatness 1, I can't lie. That was the first time I heard it. But where I took notice, he produced a song for Ryan Omo in 2019. Ryan Omo was signed to Dr. Dollar at the time.
Yeah.
Titled Belema. And
yeah, I know that track.
I listened to that song and I was like,
Who produced
Who? I even tweeted about that. I tweeted about this like 2020, if I'm not mistaken, or 20. I can't remember. But I tweeted that people need to go and
Yeah.
like to work with this guy.
No, I think I've seen you rave about Majestic.
Like Magic
he's
Sticks,
good. He's good.
He's
Sunny, you
he's
really
always
used
been
to rave
special.
about Majestic.
He's always been special. So I really shout out to you for that. For you have that's one part of your
A&R.
footprint.
Okay.
Yeah.
What part of your footprint? Your tree, right? So that's another flower for you, I guess. How
Thank
do you
you.
feel about that?
Thank
As an
you.
OG?
But why did you? Sorry, yes, please go on.
I mean, I feel blessed because my ideology about life is, at some point, people are going to be they will act as a stepping stone
Yeah.
to the next level in your life, and
Yeah.
that's them directly or indirectly blessing you, and that's I'm big on that.
Yeah.
You get me? So I feel fulfilled. I feel happy to see him where he is now. And like I said, when we met the other day, we still spoke about life. And like, how's family? How's your mom? How's everyone? Stay focused. Don't get carried away. You know.
Sound like an old man's conversation. Stay focused. Don't get carried.
Don't lose
Because-
yourself.
because
Don't lose sight of
You know how they say like this. You know how they say like experience is the best teacher.
It is.
And they don't sell
agree.
experience in
You have
supermarkets.
to
You cannot
You
go
have
to
to
the
go
shopping
through it.
mall and say, give me
give me one shot
100K worth of
experience.
experience.
Yeah.
If you don't get it from people that have genuinely gone through the process,
Yeah.
then I don't know what you're doing. Especially if you have these people around you.
Yeah.
Ask questions. Like
Yeah.
tap into their grace and their knowledge. It just helps to guide you as an individual.
But what's this thing about you working like people just wanting to sign talents because if like this person go pop tomorrow, I just quickly sign and down, hold and down. So that when money comes tomorrow, I know say you go. We don't necessarily having a plan for the person because why are you asking the generation to sign Magic Sticks?
I mean,
Investment everywhere.
you have to
just tie the person down.
So
have to
it
understand
depends.
that. Yeah.
It depends, right?
Exactly.
It depends because to some people, they love to discover talent. And when you discover a talent, when you nurture the talent,
And you
are,
spend money.
you are investing. So it's business at the end of the day.
yeah.
So
but
we
I'm
need-
talking about the ones that don't have plans for this person they are signing. They just want to sign you.
Yeah, there are some people like that.
Yeah.
They just want to sign you because they've seen the grace.
Opportunity.
And then they will not hold you down, which is really not fair. But let God just guide us so we don't fall into such
Amen.
debts.
Oh. Amen.
Yeah.
Did you mention why did you feel the need to do nobody remix like one on all the nobody remix? Why was that?
Good question.
Please, why?
Like I
that?
said, I'm
What
always
happened?
thinking ahead. And it feels cool when I'm on maybe Twitter and then people are now saying, all these things you artists are doing now. When did you Neptune started it? We were insulting him. Oh. Now he has inspired a lot of you guys. So for me, I mean, I guess my being exposed at the early stage of my career just opened my mind to a lot of things. And mind you, I'm a DJ. As a DJ, I can get away with whatever the fuck I want to do when it comes to messing with music. And it's just artists that put themselves under unnecessary pressure sometimes. Because even as an artist, you can do these things. The essence of having a remix to a song is to further enhance the lifespan of the record if the remix is properly done. So for me, nobody was blowing crazy.
It was huge.
Nobody became a global smash.
Even though you fought me on this song, you fought me about the song.
Me?
DJ Neptune.
I fought
He
you.
subbed me about it.
Really?
Yep.
Hey, Father
Why?
Lord.
Yeah.
What happened?
We must get to that. I want to know. I blocked you. I subbed you.
So-
Cameraman, I hope I didn't beat you at some
At the start of 2020, right?
Yeah.
We were at home and songs were doing good, but they were not achieving their full potential because you couldn't see what the true success of the
This
song
COVID.
was like.
Yeah.
This is COVID, yeah.
Okay.
Nobody came out in December 2019 or January 2020.
No. Nobody came out. We went into lockdown in March.
March, you came. Okay.
Nobody originally was meant to come out March 5th. I would never forget.
Oh.
So the distro company now told me that, we need to move your release to the 13th because we need to accommodate Joe Boy's next single. So
Shout out
let's
to
give
Joe Boy.
space. You get me? And luckily for me, the whole country went into lockdown few days after I released
Yeah.
Nobody. So they actually wanted to, sorry. It was meant to be March 13th.
Yeah.
But they now moved it back to March 5th.
Oh.
And we went into lockdown March 13th.
Yeah.
So it would have been a disaster for me. So nobody was out a week before the lockdown. people had had a feel of what it was,
like.
and then going into lockdown, it now became like the COVID therapy song for everybody.
It was,
know?
and it became. I mean, people are going to say it's Love One Season that became the biggest song out of lockdown, but during that period in Nigeria, I think nobody became the biggest song out of that run. I don't think I'm saying rubbish.
No.
I don't think you are correct though.
Somewhere between Nobody and Duduke.
Duduke?
No, nobody was huge.
He was actually really huge though.
Nobody was.
So nobody was huge. Nobody was huge, and I remember.
He was.
I don't know if you remember Thriller.
Yeah,
The app
and
Thriller.
that's exactly what I was going to. Remember that where I knew nobody was going to be a problem, like not just in Nigeria but across the world, which is where you see the stream, where the streams are coming from. It's not just from here,
Yes.
right? You would like there was an Islamic page
Yes, Sarah.
that was
Sarah and her
really
family. Yeah.
where
It took
Yeah,
off.
that was where it took off.
That's where it took
Shout
off.
out to Sarah and her family. We've never met. There was no prior conversation.
That was beautiful, Sha.
bruh.
There was no prior conversation, and I think she was pregnant.
Yeah, she was
heavily
pregnant,
So,
yeah.
bro, like that clip made
Went
it to
viral.
Al Jazeera.
Oh,
Ooh.
I didn't know that.
Yes, that clip made it to CBS TV in California.
Ooh.
Thriller.
Did they reach out to you?
Yeah, I had an interview on CBS.
Oh, shout out to Sarah.
Like then it now became another madness in France where a white girl and a black girl, little kids, danced together. So it now became like a racism, like say no to racism type of movement with that. So adults were now recreating that clip as well, like a black
Aww.
so like it just blew so crazy. And I remember Thriller putting out an official article that this is the third most used song in the world.
Yeah, it
and then
was.
the number one most used
It
song
was.
on Thriller app.
Yeah, it was.
You're correct.
And then I did an article in the middle just after lockdown, and the article was about the top 10 Nigerian songs on TikTok.
On
Not
TikTok.
Thriller now,
Yeah.
TikTok. And I believe Nobody was second, just a fraction of Duduke. The third song I believe was Gang by Mayor.
Mayokun, yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I think so. Nobody was a fucking.
No,
No, it was
but
huge.
like,
Anyway, the Neptune subway. So I went.
What did
I
you
went
do?
to hear this part.
I went on one of my very first Facts Only episodes, and I said that there was no hits in Nigeria. And the Neptune went to go and tweet that they have come again. Though. Is it because the song is by DJ?
Oh, I remember.
So that was you. That was me.
Like,
Are you serious?
Yeah, I remember.
I remember that tweet. I remember that tweet.
Is it because the song is by DJ? I mean, I got the sentiment. So where I was coming from at the time was we hadn't seen the full spectrum. The one song that we could say that was cutting across everywhere in Nigeria at the time was probably Bad Influence, probably. But like Omale.
Okay.
Probably. In terms of like everywhere. Nobody, you could see it as like a wildfire. And a lot of it was actually not just even Nigeria at the time. I think it was different parts of Africa
No, it was
because
crazy.
of people that were on the song as well with
Yeah.
him.
Yeah.
Joe Boy, who's huge in East Africa
Yeah,
and
and-
Ghana.
and Easy as
Mr.
well.
Easy, who's huge in East Africa and
Yeah,
Ghana.
yeah.
So there was a lot of that. So as much as the song was gathering a lot of fucking numbers, you couldn't pinpoint a lot of the numbers to here at the time in the earliest days. But by the time we got out of lockdown,
Nigerians now.
bro, like I kid you not. If I had that record around
say
this
it,
time,
say that shit. It's going
if
to be
I had that record around this
Don't be a
time,
Billboard song.
bro,
Don't be a Billboard song.
like
One
I
of
don't
them
even know what would have happened to my life. But still, it did a lot of good to my life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It did a lot of good to my. I'm not even going to lie. Shout out to Joe Boy. Shout out to Mr. Easy.
Yeah.
Shout out to Magic Sticks.
Shout out to Magic Sticks.
Oh, he produced it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Magic Sticks.
yeah, that was Magic Sticks as well. So like, that song, I feel that song came with its own special anointing.
I agree.
Because even when it's being played tomorrow, like I'm touring, and
Whenever you play that song.
I forget to play the song. And at the end of my set, someone will walk up, but why didn't you play Nobody? I came out because of Nobody, because I wanted to see you play Nobody and perform it. Like, oh, I'm so sorry, because I'm trying to move
Past it.
Yeah.
Past it, but the song keeps. That's how crazy it is. And this same song created a lot of conversations, especially with the video. Shout out to
Yeah.
TJ Murray.
Shout out to John Murray.
You know, we had like the whole,
Michael
the
Jackson
little
shit.
Michael Jackson. Janet Jackson posted that video. I slid into a DM thanking her, and we started the conversation. Ludacris made a video, and then I sent him a DM thanking him, and then we started the conversation. So, like, I was looking like, God, like, because, you know, like, every day something new happens, and then I go to bed being grateful to God,
Yeah.
and then I wake up the next morning, something big, and I'm like, okay, what the hell is going on? You know, but it hurts me because it was during the COVID era. But then,
Yeah.
I mean, I still would not deny that it was a huge blessing for
The
me as
perspective,
well.
I'm also Christian. The way I like to look at some of those things is, if it wasn't for COVID, maybe it might not have been that.
yes,
I agree.
I completely agree because
agree.
then,
It might have.
The world might have moved past it more quickly.
yeah, because I feel like a lot of people are still emotionally attached, like
this
it takes
song.
them back
Yeah.
to. So I completely agree.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
no
I
sentiment
agree.
about
Yeah,
that. So that's why when I try to analyze, I'm like, you know what, God, you know how you,
You know,
did it.
yeah, you know
how
why
did it,
that
so-
happened. I agree.
And shout out to Trailer. There was one Friday that I think that they were showing like how, if you click nobody, there was something that I saw, or maybe they reported it. I can't remember that. Nobody party, something like that. Like a bunch of people just doing content to nobody on a Friday. during lockdown.
Crazy. No,
It's-
crazy. I'm not
it
even
was
gonna
a
lie. Like,
huge song.
like
Was it-
that.
Yeah,
Go
go
ahead.
on.
No, that's that record. We're okay. So to answer your question, what gave birth to the idea of
Nobody.
the Nobody remix
Remixes.
EP?
I think you already said it.
No. I didn't
No,
touch.
yeah,
I
I
didn't
didn't
touch
touch
on
it.
it before he came into the conversation. So we're getting lots of unofficial versions from
Artists.
Colombia,
Oh.
And
from the
remixes.
Middle East, you know. And I'm looking at it like, why let these numbers waste?
Ooh.
You know. So me being the smart guy, I went into I put
Radio-
on my greatness
great power.
jackets.
Greatness.
You know,
Fair.
so I like, okay, you know what, this song with that here, we have a French remix,
French remix.
we have a Middle East remix, we have Igbo remix, we have Hausa remix, we have
Bro,
Yoruba
you were
remix.
just going.
I was going, and the good thing is they all did
Good
good
numbers.
numbers.
Good numbers, yeah, they
So
did.
added more value
To the
to
music.
the music, to the record, to the future artists as well. You know, it
Yeah.
became something they could also add up to their sets.
Yeah.
And you know, everyone was happy at the end of the day.
Is it the okay?
Go. Please.
Is it the so nobody, like you said, was a very, very successful song, and of course you worked with different artists. Is it the Nobody remix that you worked on with Lekon that brought about your issue with him that he called you out for?
Yes.
What's
Shout
that
out to
situation?
Lekon.
Shout out to Lekon.
Shout out to Lekon. He's my brother regardless. So let me just establish here that nobody ate anybody's money. I mean, I want to believe you have
I
knowledge
know,
for
I know,
music
I know,
business
I know
and you as
exactly
well,
what happened.
Melody.
Yeah.
So when you have a deal with a distro company or a label and you are being given advanced marketing money to push the music, the videos or whatnot, they have to recoup.
Yep.
It's return on investment.
Yep.
So that's where we are with Nobody,
Pure equipment.
not the original,
Okay,
the remix,
Icons remix.
the
Pure
Icon
equipment.
remix and every other remix.
Okay.
So what Lekon is fighting for is the documentation. And when I say shout out to him, in all fairness, he reached out to me. So it wasn't like anyone was trying to cheat anyone, right? And when he did, I referred to my legal team. I like, please. I even asked him for his lawyer's contact, which he sent to me, and I forwarded to them. And then my lawyer, I remember my lawyer said, "Oh, I even know his lawyer." And then conversation was ongoing between them. I'm not a legal person. I'm a creative. I still have to perform. I still have family on the side to attend to.
Shout out to family.
You get me? You know, so I've put this in the hands of people that will handle it. And then there was a conversation that was ongoing. So I guess maybe my own fault in all of this was not going back to find out what was going on. But a certain percentage was proposed to his people, and then they kicked back at it, and the conversation was just there. So now what I feel I mean, you're not going to tell people how to do their thing, but I feel it's just the tone of how he came about the tweet, making it sound like this guy has been making money off this song.
And he's
He
only
hasn't
giving
given me
now
one
money.
naira. Alpha guy for 4 years. Whereas if the label is not done recouping,
It's what it is.
it's
nigga.
what it is. None of us is going to earn a penny from me, if you understand music business, that's how it works.
That's why. That's just.
So
what
that's
it
why I
is.
said first, let's establish the fact that nobody ate anybody's money when it comes to this conversation. But the sweet thing about it, I didn't even know there was a tweet because I'm always the least to know what's going on social. I'm too into whatever I'm trying to do and achieve.
Yeah.
So I got an email from the distro company like, guy, what's going on? Please get to this. We don't need this type of negative. I'm never a negative guy. I don't, I've never built my brand on negativity. So there's no point trying to start it now. So I now clicked on the link. I went on to, I saw the rest, but like, God damn it. Then I picked up the phone and called my lawyer, like, what's going on? I'm like, really? Let me call his people. It wasn't even up to 20 minutes while all of that madness was going on. The document was signed. And it was still the percentage that we presented that was signed. So I don't know if it was miscommunication from his own team, not carrying him along, or he just felt like, you know what, I just need to get this guy somehow. I need to get his attention to this. And mind you, that's not the only song me and Nico have done. On my Greatness 2, first track, YJ, Lekon, Ladipo, Rise Up.
That's one of his best verses.
It was on there.
The verse was very
and
good.
the documentation for that was done immediately. So if I could do that, was with nobody that...
Is that the verse that goes... that was the verse, actually.
Yeah, so like, shout out to him. Shout out to Ice Prince. Ice Prince did call me like few days after that. Apparently, I think they live in the same vicinity. Yeah. Okay. And they were together, and Ice called me like, Neb, are you alone? I want to talk to you, yada, yada, yada. Your boy is here with me. I don't like the fact that shit played out like that. I know you're not that kind of person. I know he's not that kind of person. But whatever it is, I don't want any bad blood. You guys try and resolve it. I like Ice Prince. Is there with you? It's been resolved. So we spoke. That's why I say I understand where he was coming from. So it's just how the whole situation came out. Because even till this morning, when I'm promoting my song, people are saying like, "Oh God, you don't pay Lekon." Like, how crazy people can be on social media.
It never ends.
But I don't have time. The deal has been sorted. It's been settled. Yeah. Everyone is happy.
But do you have any bad blood towards that? Like, you could have called me or something.
So now that's the thing with me. Like, I don't. Because that's why even Ice put that call across. I go, Neptune, don't. I say, Ice, you know me. That's why you're even calling me. So there's no whatever. If I see the need to still work with Lekon, if there's that, I will call him. We'll still, if we meet at gigs, he's my brother for life. No bad
I
blood.
really find this like documentation conversations sometimes I find it very confusing.
Cool.
Like when DJ Neptune explaining that they just signed the documentation for the song after the call out and stuff. So it feels like sometimes artists just get into the studio and they record, then they now do documentation years after.
That's exactly what it was.
That's exactly. I can tell you for free. There's some
better to just do at the beginning.
There's
to
some
prevent
collaboration
because the song might not come out.
Exactly. So it's when it's time for the song to come out that you now start seeking for clearance, and then you start discussing the business side. Okay, on the publishing, on the royalties. Okay, are we paying you off for your verse?
What percentage is it going to be?
And then everyone have their own terms of how they work. Some can be off net, some can be off gross. Yep. But if it's a situation whereby the label has to recoup, and now this is where some of these international labels be fucking our guys from behind. Because I almost got into a similar situation with nobody. It was crazy in the Latin market. And then I don't want to mention the label. They reached out like, oh, we want to do a remix for this. We can get you
licensing.
Bad Bunny. We can get you Ozazuna. What's the name?
Ozuna.
Blah, blah, blah. Ozuna, and all of that stuff. I'm like, okay, send your proposal. Let's have a look at it. And then they send the proposal. I think it was going to be for like 100K or like 200K deal or some crazy thing like that. And in that proposal, when they sent the names of influencers, these are influencers that they already jumped on the song. So if we had gone with that deal, they will add all of that to the marketing, pad it up, and then we have to wait till recoupment is done. So if recoupment is going to take 12 years, Baba will go damn. And then they brought a very shitty deal. They were going to take 90 and then give myself, Joe, and Easy 10. And when I discussed with Easy, like bro,
was it a distro or was it a licensing conversation?
It was a licensing conversation.
That's still insane.
90%.
That's
still insane.
My
because
check.
I'm sure to them like, yeah, we're giving you Bad Bunny.
Yeah,
we're
we're
giving
giving you
you,
Ozuna, yeah.
It's still insane.
you know. So that's why we didn't take. But I would have been like, okay, yeah, let's take it. If I was looking at it from the part of popularity or numbers, because obviously their numbers would have affected my numbers,
Yeah.
and I would
Of
have,
course. Yes.
But I mean, sometimes in life, for you,
But the one thing about like songs like that though is that when they hit the hands of a major, things change. Things change. Things do be changing
You know
when
it.
when they hit the hands
you
of
know,
a
because
major.
they have
The
the plug
machinery.
and play.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
just insert the socket,
Yeah.
and you just see the live one.
Yeah.
Is
Yeah.
what it is,
You know.
especially when you collect an advance.
Yep.
Speaking of which, Greatness 3. Are
Yes.
you ever going to title one of your? Are you ever going to not title any of your albums?
No, I don't think so at this point. I don't think so because that word came to me in a very divine manner. When I was creating Greatness 1 in 2018, I was done with the album. I still didn't have a name. It's just like also with my stage name. 2 years into my career, I didn't have a DJ name because
Oh.
I wanted something unique. So with the project, I wanted something that would stand out. And because I wasn't getting it, I just chilled. So it was one of those random evening in the studio. I was a bit tired and I just decided to have a little nap. And while I was at that, it felt like God was just speaking to me. And I was saying, yeah, you've done so many great stuff. You know, you're working on a great, like that word, great, just kept on popping in my head. And I just woke up, like fuck it. I'm all about greatness. And I went into the studio, and so it's a very divine.
Greatness!
So like I don't think it's just gonna be like now we're on 3,
Yeah.
4, 5, 6 till maybe 100 till I don't know. We could pushing it.
Melody, the title of this episode is pretty set. Greatness in all caps with exclamation.
I love that.
I agree, actually.
I love that. So yeah.
Shout out to DJ Neptune.
Thank
so,
you.
when did you start working on this album?
I started working on this album. So my last album was in 2021.
2021?
Yeah, November 26th.
2021,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's so crazy because that album dropped November 26th and then Greatness 3 dropped September 6th. So when I saw that, I was like, 6, okay. That's some divine.
The
But there's no last 6, so it's not 666. So it's just 6.
Now what?
No, if you do next year, you do 6 again.
Then that one is something else. So I started working on this project, say, middle of 2022. That's where I started reaching out, started putting, so that's when I put out the single with Regal, Bienvenue, which is on this album,
Yeah.
And then I put out the one with Joe Boy Momo, which is also on this album, so I've been working. And as a matter of fact, I'm halfway into Greatness 4 as we speak. Yeah.
So you're never letting go of greatness.
No.
Bienvenue is actually a very strong digital song, performing really well on DSP.
Yes. Shout out to Ruga.
Shout out
And
to Ruga.
right now, the song is beginning to gain more momentum in the North America region, like the Caribbean. So we're very intentional with the push now.
It's insane.
And
Yeah.
to see what we can get from there.
I couldn't believe when I saw that it had like 10 million streams on Spotify.
Now,
You
like
know,
11 million
it's
now,
crazy,
yeah.
It's crazy.
Like it's so. There's something with music, right, and how it's being consumed in this side of the world. Like that record is big in East Africa. In Europe, Ruga was performing it when he was on tour, and I was getting videos. People were singing word for word. But here, when you play it, it seems like they know it, they sing along, but you don't get that wow.
Response.
And some records are just like that.
Yes, actually.
Some records are just like that.
I mean, for artists, like, I believe that the era that we're in is the era for artists or people that are putting out music or people that are creators or creatives, because now you don't need a hit anymore.
Nah.
You just
Yeah.
need a song that's performing well.
Yeah.
That's where some of us put ourselves
Yeah.
under pressure.
I mean, a hit is nice because now you can go to a show, you slam it, bah, 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 everybody will go crazy. But would you rather have a hit that's performing 2 million on Spotify, or would you rather have a song that people don't consider a hit that's doing 10?
Yeah.
But it's
And
not possible
now
for a song
on
to,
one-
to be a hit song and not have like
No,
massive numbers.
It is. I will explain to you. So there's some street pop songs
Yeah,
that's all up on your face.
yeah.
but the numbers are is not matching up.
Yep.
Ah.
Yes.
You can't get an advance, bro. Nobody gives a shit.
So when labels are trying to have conversations, like I'm in some conversations right now that by God's grace would change my life,
yeah.
Yeah.
Amen
and
to
it's
that.
off what they've seen me do
Over time.
over time. So it's not about having a 170 million stream numbers on Spotify, but they see there's this consistency. Okay, nobody 20 something million. I beg with Joe Boy, 11, 12 million. Bienvenue. Okay,
There's some
there's
consistency.
some
Consistency.
consistency.
This person
You know,
is
compared to
bankable.
having 130 million, and then the other one is
2 million.
800K, 1.5. You know, so on the business side, you need to understand those
it
metrics.
makes for you on the business side and for where the music industry is now.
Now.
This
Yeah.
is free game for people. You have a song, you are performing well digitally, you are earning revenue. It's way more important
Yeah,
than
Dan.
whatever car that you're getting.
yeah.
Like right now, maybe because my focus has changed. It's not just about it's a hit, it's not a hit. Is he making money?
Standard, and it just keeps you afloat.
Yeah.
You know, compared to locking yourself in your zone, like it's until I get the hit or before I drop,
Yep.
and then other people are dropping. They
And
are
they're just
consistent.
accumulating their
and it
numbers.
yeah, you know. So it's a game of numbers now, because that just puts you in a better conversation when
Yeah.
people want to do business with you.
What was the toughest song to record on this album?
The toughest song to record on this album. I'll be honest, I don't think I had any serious. No, none I can think of. So what I did for myself is
I
after
really like this 12. Sorry about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do.
after COVID, when I got my space, I just told myself, moving forward,
Yeah.
when I'm making music, I want to be very, very comfortable.
Yeah.
You know, so I can easily get my talents in, we vibe, we chill. So it's not about we are
Send the
working
verse.
with time. Send the verse. Let's create together. Let's marry. Let's laugh. Let's chill, and then get into the studio.
And
And like
produce.
that, just further gives you room to create more magic.
Yeah.
You know, so I don't think I had any difficulty aside from maybe some that I might not be able to get to the studio, that I have to go to their places,
Yeah.
which is normal, or maybe they record and then send verse and then we'll go back and forth as regards direction.
Yeah. What's your favorite song on the album? I'm going to put you on the spot.
Haha, every song on that album. I know you say I'm being political,
Can you ask that?
but every song.
I'm going to tell you.
But
man.
there's one that is dear to me,
Oh yeah, which
and
one?
it's just because I still remind myself that I'm a DJ, I'm not an artist. And as a DJ, when you speak about the craft proper,
Yeah.
you can't take away hip hop from DJs.
Oh jeez.
So I always like to create a record that will give you that sense of
Hip hop.
the DJ is behind the turntables,
Yep.
the MC is in front of the microphone. So
Yep.
Normal Day, the first track, and every project I've put out, if you take notes,
It's
the
a rap
first track
song.
starts with a hip hop track.
It's a rap song.
Yeah, it's a rap song. So
Yeah. Shout out to N6.
yep.
Put N6 on the song. Man.
Yep.
I don't think a lot of youngies know that N6 is.
So let me tell you something funny. N6, and that session wasn't even planned.
Oh.
I was just there's an artist I wanted to work with, a Ghanaian artist I wanted to work with that was in town,
Yeah.
and then he came to mind. We started the session,
Yeah.
and we're supposed to link up the next day.
Yeah.
So he now went to see Ice Prince,
Yeah.
because that was around the time Ice Prince was about to release his album. So he had like a listening.
Yeah.
And Ice had invited me as well. So I pulled up and then we met each other there, and N6 was there. And I went with one of the producers I work with now, Tim Bomb. Very amazing. He produced a lot of songs on
I'm waiting
Greatness
for him in
3.
the next 3 years since I go pop now.
No, he done the pop already. Don't worry. He done the pop. He done the
Okay.
pop already. You know, so we got into that space, and then he just randomly started playing beats. You know, and then N6 heard the beat for Normal Day, which I created for one artist from Ivory Coast that I wanted to work with, DDB. His name is DDB.
That's my favorite rapper. One of my favorite rappers right now.
yeah, DDB. Yeah,
Dizzy Bay.
DDB. Yeah.
French is incredible.
So Normal Day beat was created for DDB.
wow.
So when N6 heard the beat, like, what? What's this? Drill? Who, like a Nigerian made drill like this? Like that's the boy right there. And luckily for us, there was a little studio set up there, and then that's how we just started.
I
the
need you to
creation
make
for-
that song with Chidibe.
Yeah. No. We're talking. We're talking. We're going to
He
knock
is
out something.
incredible.
Yeah. No,
Shout out to N6. I say this because Osags used to harass him that N6, where's the album?
yes, it's for Republic. I know. Yeah.
for
Nah.
Republic. I need you to actually do a documentary at some point.
So I've never ever said this before.
Because in this generation, right, you and Spinner, like the Ray Power crew, maybe someone needs to do a Ray Power crew
Story.
something, right?
Yeah.
Maybe a 3-part series. Just,
Yeah.
Do you know why? It's not about clout or to tell your
Storytelling,
story. It's
yeah.
to document it for the culture. It's
Yeah.
a
No, very true.
important part.
And I feel that's
Yeah.
that is missing in our industry
Yes!
somehow.
It's
And I
missing.
feel
She
that's
has been
why a lot.
advocating it for like 4 years.
And I feel that's why a lot of these new cats don't seem to get some things right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Because they can't
agree.
fall back to something to watch or listen and
Yeah.
help guide
Yeah.
them. So yeah, I agree.
And everybody's doing like we have enough Afrobeat documentaries now. We need to start doing industry peculiar documentaries. Do you
Documentaries.
understand? No. I'm not dissing. Like for example, like the people that are going to do the Afrobeat documentary, they know how they are going to do it.
But if you're having Afrobeat documentary, are you not talking about DJs?
No. What I'm saying is, Mr. Yoshina is doing another one that's
Yes,
bringing
he
out.
is.
He's going to document the industry.
Yes.
But I'm talking about peculiar
I agree.
parts. Does that make sense?
I agree with you.
Peculiar parts.
DJ.
Ray Power.
Yeah.
Something.
Yeah, I agree.
Do you understand?
I agree.
It's an important part of the industry. Like someone could do Alaba.
I agree.
Do you understand? Like
I
that's
agree.
a whole story.
A fucking like
Does
fucking.
that make sense?
I
Yeah,
agree.
yeah.
Those are
100.
the things that
Fucking
we
whole
need to see.
story.
Like
I
you see
agree.
America, like you see American music industry. Like I'm seeing someone doing a documentary about the crossover success of like Swedish people from like the producers, the Stargates, the Red Ones, all of them. They are putting them in like it's the Max Martin. All of them are in the whole documentary.
I
Like,
agree
we
with
need to
you.
be able to do some of these things. So
I agree.
that's really where
I
I'm.
agree with
Anyway, my
But
own
you,
favorite
but
song.
you know that before you see your favorite song,
Yeah.
DJ Neptune was about to tell us something he has never said before
What is it?
in response to the documentary question.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
how you see it.
So there's
Sorry about that.
may his soul rest in peace. I don't want to mention his name because I actually feel bad. For like years, he was chasing me. Like bro, like your life in the industry is a testimony,
Yeah, it is.
and we need to say it without filtering anything
Facts.
because you are living testimony and you need to you're inspiring people, but people need to know like the insight of what has happened, what you've gone through to make it to where you are, because that would further help guide the newbies, and I slept on it. Like it really hurts me so bad. Like I slept on it till the brother passed away. And
R.I.P.
R.I.P. bro.
R.I.P.
Like,
My favorite song, Emmanuel and Tonight. Songs.
what's your favorite song?
The one with King Madi.
Honest.
Yeah.
Okay. I like that.
Agenda.
I like that.
Joshua Baraka.
Yeah.
Joshua
fan.
Baraka. Yes.
That's
another
tonight.
talent though.
Yep.
Nah, Joshua is
That's another
Joshua.
bloody talent.
Shout out to everyone I worked with on this project. Everyone came like
True.
through for me.
Yeah.
But you see, Joshua, like I connected with him when I was on tour around the East African region.
Yeah.
Not even last year? Last year, yes, early
popped
last year.
last year.
Yeah, early last year. Oh Nana. And then he now had a
That's
remix.
his
So
jam.
the moment I touched down Uganda, like
You're like, guy.
it was playing everywhere. Bang, bang, bang,
Oh,
bang,
Nana.
bang.
It was the number one song in Uganda.
Yes,
baby.
what was telling you? Why you went here?
Let you go.
Shouts are coming storm.
Yeah. So for me, I was like, you know what? I need to work with this kid.
Yeah.
So he
Yeah.
pulled up at my event. We connected, we exchanged numbers, and then we started talking. And then he came to Nigeria. I got him into my studio. We knocked off some things. He went back, and then one day he just like, bro, I know like you've been trying to work. We need to work. I have this song. Listen to it. If you like it, let's wrap it up. And that's how we sent Tonight to me.
That is insane.
I'm like, okay.
This is
when I'm
ready.
creating album, I like varieties. I'm
Yeah.
not it
Yeah.
because I feel like the concept of an album is to have different
I agree.
flavor. You get me?
I
So
agree. Yeah.
having that record, like yes, this just takes care of the dancehall market
Yeah.
for me.
Yeah.
You know, and then we finessed it, and boom, that's how we came up with Tonight. And it was in Nigeria recently. I see the opportunity to shoot the video.
Yeah.
You know, so
Oh, you're
tonight
going to shoot the video.
we've shot
He
the
shot
video
already. Joshua was
Bro,
around
I've shot
like
4
couple of
videos
weeks
from this
ago.
project. Emanuela has a video already. Honest video is dropping next week. We're not playing, bruh.
We're not playing, bro.
We out here.
We out.
You know? So yeah. Like I'm excited. The project is out. Everyone is loving it. The feedback has been dope.
Yeah.
And I feel blessed.
Yeah.
And we're going to keep pushing it till it gets to where it needs to get
Until
to.
it gets to the level of greatness.
Yes.
Yes.
Anyways, I know that as we wrap up the show, or before we wrap up the show, like you said, you're not a social media person. You get called out on social media, you don't even know because you're not even there until you get sent an email. That's how OG you are.
No,
Yeah, you're not a
don't put it
Twitter
like
baby.
that. Don't put it like that. I'm still in connect with what's going on. I just always
you know?
mind my business.
Yeah.
Even when I go on social media, I'm just only checking anything that relates
It's the way
to
to live.
Neptune.
There's so
Like,
much going on social media
Yeah,
every bloody
like-
day, I promise you.
you know, so
So on social media, there was something that was trending, and people were having a conversation about it. It's the justice for
Justice for Christiana. Justice
for Christiana. Basically, they're talking about the amount of women that are getting killed like at different points, or on a daily, on a weekly, or
Yeah.
monthly in Nigeria by like family members, lovers.
yeah, is it the story of a girl that was on her way to
So about 3 girls this week alone.
Yeah.
This is just some really sad story. One of them is a 12-year-old,
Oh God.
Yeah,
which is really something that breaks my heart.
yeah.
Just showed the amount of decadence in our society when
I
a
agree.
14-year-old boy can defile a 14.
Broke into the house.
He broke into the house.
There's you think one of the stories where the boy tore the nets. I'm not sure that's Christiana now. One of that story, the boy. Okay,
Is
the girl that is in the hospital that needs a surgery.
Yeah.
The boy broke into the house. I can't remember her name. I need to get her name out. Broke into the house. The son of a military man. The boy broke into the house, tore the net of the house, broke into the house, went into the kitchen, took a pestle, went to the
Beats the girl.
hit the girl on her head, raped her. The girl is she's like currently lying unconscious.
I think she's brain dead. They just said she has brain injuries.
She has brain injuries. And that's a kid too. I think the boy is like 15.
14. It's 14.
14, right?
And what is now pissing me off is that online I'm not seeing conversations about. Some people are
That's the
saying
one
it
that's
should be tried as an adult.
rehabilitation conversation.
What's stupid rehabilitation? If you are a 14-year-old boy, you want to have sex, that's adult things. You must be punished like an adult.
But what I am wondering is what is going on with the level, like where do they see that level of violence? And
Yeah.
what even annoyed me this week is that I was literally driving in my car, minding my business, just going on my lane. Somebody was behind me and he was honking and trying to get me to leave the road or be faster with how I was moving. But me, and I'm like what's going on?
Lagos people want to be rushing you.
The guy was. I didn't even know it was a guy. He was just doing bam, bam, bam. There was nothing going on. No, I was just going. This guy left. Was not driving fast, like speeding. Next thing he came, he brushed my car intentionally and sped.
Can you imagine? Like, what level of
What
wickedness
level
is
of
that?
aggressive? He was just, and the guy is driving. It's kuru kuru. What is that? Kuru kuru kuru.
And you too, see when you see car that it's already far gone.
I didn't even know what was going on.
You should be far gone. To buy Paragon, you should be far gone.
Motolani, I didn't even look at the car. Do you know
That's bars, nigga.
when the guy brushed me,
so there are a lot
I
of
had to
bitter
park
people.
my car. Nigerians, I feel like there's a lot of, and I just saw the man just driving. Just like the level of anger, level of violence, level of unnecessary.
Funny enough, I witnessed one when I was trying to pull up
Why?
to you guys.
Niggas
So there was a trailer that was trying to make a U-turn onto the streets, and there was this small boat. I don't want to mention the brand, the name of the, so they don't feel disrespected. But you know that's very small one.
I know the car.
Man, I was already on my. I was
Just minding
just
your
trying to. If you see the way the guy accelerated, you guess this guy was almost going to run under the truck. I'm like, "Guy, you back pare. I'm not even
understand?
dragging road with you." Like,
nigga.
No, the level of there's just too much.
People are just
anger.
angry for no reason. Like,
But I don't think that anger is why a 14-year-old boy is raping.
No, it's not
No,
connected at all. I'm just
like-
giving you a totally different.
so with
Yeah.
that,
Me, I'm just speaking of my own like anger. Like that,
That
one is
boy-
a rapist. That
boy-
one is a.
Yeah, that boy saw it somewhere.
That's my point. Like,
that's what I
where
was about
are
to-
people
that-
saying all
so
these
that's
things
that's
from?
that's what I was driving at. That's what I was
These
driving
young
at.
boys,
So the
where?
thing is, yes, we're in the social media era, right? And there are a lot of things that are not being controlled.
Facts.
And that's where these kids see these things.
Yep.
Recently, a couple of days ago, I got a news because my family, they had, well, let me
Don't
just
say where they are.
Don't
yeah.
dare.
So they told me there was a random shooting. A 14-year-old boy, his dad bought him a gun. And this kid went to school.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was in the news.
Yeah,
This
it
happened
was
like
in the
in
news.
Atlanta. It
It
happened
was
like
Is that the one that happened there?
Yeah, just
yeah.
recently.
It was his dad that bought him the gun.
It was his
But
dad.
buy no right,
Well,
but
Laura Bofo, yeah.
so the boy would have seen some violent videos somewhere. I think it's
Why are you buying a 14-year-old gun?
I listened to an
It's-
episode. I listened to a podcast called Daily by New York Times. That it's a daily podcast.
Yeah.
And the podcast, sorry to cut you short.
No.
The podcast was there was an episode about 2 months ago that was about how parents America was considering the possibility of making parents liable for the accounts for the offenses of their underage children.
They should now.
They should.
that
I don't
They should have
understand.
done that a long time
I
ago.
really
Like,
think
are you
that should be a
joking?
thing.
Should have done.
Even this boy, this 14-year-old boy, I think the parents should be held responsible.
Are you joking? Yes.
100%.
I mean, they're gonna go to
Social
school.
media and porn.
They're going to mix with
they're going to
friends.
join bad eggs. Like, parents just need to be attentive, but sometimes the parents do all the best things in the world, and the child still turns out
Yeah.
bad. But at the end of the day, a child that is capable of raping a 14-year-old girl and hitting her on the head. Number one, I don't think that's his first time.
How about the boy
is
that killed
raping-
his neighbor and they found out that he buried his sister in the house? He killed her 2
and
years
his parents,
ago.
and his parents knew about it.
They went to the compound and found out he had killed his sister.
Because
She was
they were
buried there.
yeah.
And he killed his sister, I think at
How do
17
people-
or
how do
16
these
in the
people
same
live? Like-
compound.
And the parents
Oh.
knew.
They sleep.
This one, I think the parents knew.
Oh, yeah.
How did they
His
sleep?
sister is buried in the compound. And the
He has
next
killed
year,
3 people.
he has
He killed his
3 people.
girlfriend.
Killed his girlfriend, killed his neighbor,
Killed his
killed his sister.
Is he working with the family? Are they using this?
Oh.
Baba.
I guess we're done. Thank you so much, DJ Neptune, for
Thanks
coming.
for having me.
Greatness!
Thanks for having
It was
me.
so
Like
nice
this
to
was,
have you.
yeah, this was a
Please.
beautiful one.
Oh, go check out Greatness 3.
Yes, so it's out. Go stream it. Share with your friends, family,
Yeah.
your enemies. Don't be stingy.
Share
Don't
the
be stingy.
greatness.
Share the greatness. Different genre, Afrobeat, dancehall, R&B,
Woo.
pop, whatever it is you want is on that project. Enjoy it and have fun with it.
And share, like he said, he's recorded some videos, so we should be expecting videos to drop.
Yeah. Honest is dropping on Tuesday with King Maddie. No, on
Ooh.
Monday, sorry, with
Okay.
King Maddie. We wanted to drop it yesterday because it's a new day now, I believe. But because there was so much going on with the album and we didn't want it to, so Monday. And then that's the lead single into the next one. And we'll just take it one step at a time. But I mean, I've shot 4 videos, like I said. I'm still going to shoot more. So don't be surprised if you are seeing videos pop up every three weeks. I'll be like, what's going on?
Yeah.
It's work.
It's
It's
just what it
greatness.
is. It's greatness.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much. DJ
Thanks for
Neptune.
having
We
me.
absolutely
I had a
love
good
having
time.
you here on the show. Go check out Greatness 3. And when you're doing that, make sure you grab yourself a bottle of Chivas. I would
Yes.
recommend 12 because that's one that I like.
XV
That's what you like.
is what it is.
What
Yeah, I like everything.
You like
Whichever one you buy.
Buy
Drink
18.
Chivas. That's the cocoa.
That's the cocoa. And follow us across all social media platforms at Zero Conditions Pod. Follow DJ Neptune, the OG.
Yes, at
DJ Neptune.
DWEJAY Neptune. Or just type greatness on Instagram.
And
Greatness!
You see, just type greatness on Instagram. Subscribe
You go
to
pop
our-
up.
You go pop up.
You go pop up.
You sure die.
Subscribe to our YouTube channel too at Zero Conditions Pod. We'll be back again next week. Bye-bye.
Mo, we forgot to announce the people that won bottle.
I don't want to talk about it, please. Nobody won nothing.
They won bottle.
Which button?
Ah.
They didn't get it.
They got. Oh, they didn't get this.
Nobody only get it. Next week.
Well done, right?
Yeah.